Right, so let's have a look at our final tip, point number 5, which was all about being agile and adaptable. So something, again, that us humans are not always good at because we don't always like change, do we? I personally don't like a lot of change, but there's a lot of people who struggle with it too. So we've got to get better at kind of rolling with the punches, as I like to say. So there's a lot of people talking about Gen AI. Quite a few people saying that they're experts out there. I don't think we've got an expert that knows everything just yet, and I'm not too sure whether we ever will. But we have to get better at understanding it. It's all about doing your research around, your competitors. So we've got to know what it's all about, and we've got to know how much of a threat is it really. But in order to stay agile and adaptable, we've got to remember the only constant is change. And this just took on a whole new meaning for us. Every week, I cannot believe it, there's a new Gen AI tool out there that's just incredible. Claiming that they're going to do away with recruiters, they don't need talent sources, which they never do because I always like to go and question them about this. But we've got to be ready for some massive changes that are coming in our industry. How are we going to deal with them? How are we going to future-proof ourselves so that we can stay relevant in this industry? So we've got to make sure that we are staying up to date. We're reading about this. We're understanding what's coming. What are the plans? What's on the horizon? It's better to be forewarned than to be taken completely by surprise. Also, you don't want to miss out on your next opportunity, not to say that you're on the market or looking, to somebody who's going to get the role ahead of you because they use Gen AI more effectively than how you use it. So this is definitely happening at the moment. I sit on a lot of interview panels with companies, and the people who come in and explain exactly how they can use Gen AI in order to get the role done more quickly, more efficiently, are the ones who are kind of pricking the interviewer's ears up. So you've got to stay relevant, you've got to stay up to date, because that's going to be one of the big prerequisites in the future when it comes to changing positions. So I just want to wrap up quickly with a quote by Ryan Roslansky, who is the LinkedIn CEO. And he said, this was in one of the LinkedIn annual reports that came out in 2023, was, as you would expect, AI-related skills like machine learning are on the rise. And companies are increasingly looking for people with these skills. So much so that the job postings mentioning ChatGPT have increased 21 times. Yeah, which is big. Also, the number of people who are sharing that part of their skill set on their LinkedIn profiles has gone up 9 times, which is amazing. However, I'm mainly showing you this because of the 72%. And this is because most US execs agree that soft skills are the most valuable to their organization. So soft skills are what we're going to have to hone and develop. And remember, it's all about being more human. In preparation for this presentation that I did, I chatted to the founder of PeopleGPT, which is a very interesting tool out there, which does talent sourcing. And David actually admitted to me, and he said, AI is going to help sources and recruiters to become 10 times more effective in uncovering the best fit talent. However, what he's struggling with the PeopleGPT tool is that the instinct required to evaluate a profile beyond the resume is something that AI can just not do, as well as the ability to build relationships to convert people into applicants is also something that Gen AI cannot do. So if you can actually start getting your soft skills right in these 2 areas, you really are going to future-proof yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this kind of closing comment, that it really is up to you. You are in control of how your future is going to play out in a world of Gen AI. And I have every confidence that you are going to come out strong and shining on the other end. Now, for those of you who are interested in seeing some more training, I'm going to show you a slide around that. But before we get there, I want you to grab a pen and paper, and I want you to write down, why are you better than generative AI? And I want you to remember this. I want you to remember what you have written down, because this is something that you have to grow and nurture in order to really put that in front of human beings that you are dealing with, whether it be clients, whether it be candidates, whether it be your colleagues. What is it that you bring to the table that Gen AI can't? So, having mentioned that, here we go. Here's the breakdown of the rest of the training in my online academy. I've given you how long they are, the number of videos. You're welcome to go through this. This is my talent sourcing training. One that I think is really relevant for world of AI is number 1, because it's all about your personal branding as a recruiter. Courses 2 and 3 are all about X-ray searches, Boolean. How do we find candidates where no one else is looking? Do you know how to search on GitHub and Stack Overflow? Because if you don't and you're looking for tech talent, unfortunately, you're going to be left behind. Course 4 goes into more information around Boolean, how to find contact details of candidates, because I'm sure that you're all well aware that sending an email to a candidate has a much higher response rate than an in-mail these days. Then we look at course 5, which is all about your reach out. What are you saying? Are you coming across as a human being? The use of video, that's incredibly powerful, especially now that everyone's creating chatbots and avatars. And then course 6 is literally where else can you go and find talent these days. So we're going to look at places like Behance, Dribbble, Google Scholar, Meetup groups. There's loads. I've just recently added TikTok and Threads to that training. So this is all of my training. Go and have a look at it. Thank you for going through this training of mine. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you're going to take the 5 skills of how you're going to stay relevant in a world of AI away. And again, if you have any questions, this is probably the best way to get hold of me. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope to hear from you real soon.